Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining my talk. I'm Felix from Gameloft, and I will be talking about free-to-play subscriptions in mobile games. I hope that you leave with something from the talk and that you'll have a lot of questions afterward. I will start sharing my screen so we can get into the talk. Okay, share. So this here. I want to first explain what the subscription model is. The subscription model relies on a first purchase of a product or a service and gives benefits depending on the offer you buy. There's usually three offers: basic, standard, and premium, and all have a length of time attached to it. Usually you'll buy for 1 month. After the month has ended, you'll need to repurchase the subscription offer to enjoy the benefits you have been accustomed to. The model relies on great customer experience because it needs to create recurrent purchases and referrals for growth. Focus, like I said, is the customer. If we don't create something meaningful for him, the product and business are likely to fail under this model. The two key factors for successful subscription models are acquisition value. Value needs to be clear for the user to ensure that he purchases. And after that, the entire customer experience, which is the second key for success, needs to give gratification and satisfaction. So at the end of the subscription period, he repurchases and then maybe refers your product to friends, family, and so on. Subscriptions are used across several industries. Revenues for them reported in the billions and should keep growing to 2022. To give you an estimate, let's say just for the US on mobile, App Annie reported for 2019 4.1 billion. This is on a growth of 21% since 2018, right? The biggest factors that we see on the subscription market are Netflix and Spotify right now by revenue. And we see that their model was taken then by publications like the Financial Times, by gaming services by Apple Arcade, by car dealerships and brands like Nissan, by box businesses like the Dollar Shaving Club, and games, Dragon Mania Legends and Modern Combat 5 that I will later explain. Here I wanna say something about how subscriptions are used out of the box. Nissan and Porsche as car industry, you wouldn't expect subscriptions for them regularly, but in 2020, they started experiments on the US market where the users pay an opt-in of about $500 and then $700 per month to get access to 4 models of cars. They don't need to do anything. They call the dealership, a car model is delivered for them for a week or for a month, and they use it. And then the next month, they can use another model and so on. Dollar Shaving Club is a box business. So basically, every week you're delivered a box full of shaving supplies for which you pay a modical price. So it really shows how industries are adapting to new conditions on the market. But in free-to-play games, what are subscriptions? Well, they're not new. They've been around since 2000 when we had all Java games. And in the carrier, you paid $1 or $2 to enjoy the game per month. And they just kept on billing till you stopped it, right? Coming to games today, they have been given a role in free-to-play monetization. Usually it's a monetization role. They create new income for users that don't convert with other different items in the game. And the retention mechanic, users that convert get recurring benefits for them and they stay in game. Unfortunately, the model is not strong enough to be standalone. So I'm going to launch a game and it's going to be only subscription based. So far, it doesn't seem that the model can sustain a game on its own. An example that you could look at the game sustaining under subscriptions is Songpop 2. We've talked about benefits, so I want to say what benefits could be in free-to-play games, right? Mainly, they give in-game currency, the most premium currency you have. You can give all your currencies, but it's good to give your premium currency. And this is given as an initial sum, a big chunk monthly or once in a lifetime for subscription, and then recurrent deliveries of small pieces of currency, right? Other than giving the user ways to purchase in your game, you want to give him boosters, perks that will help make his experience better, decrease the level of grind he needs to do to earn certain rewards or increase his progress, his time to progress. And the last thing you need to remember about benefits for subscriptions in games that you want to make them exclusive. Probably your game has a complex economy. You have a lot of ways to purchase. You have a lot of options to purchase. Why go for subscriptions? Why go for subscriptions every month? You want to have something exclusive there. Even if it's the in-game currency or a booster that you chose, it's good to have exclusivity, right? Then next big part of setting up subscriptions in free-to-play games and economies is the pricing. Now, your offer needs to be sane between the benefits you are offering and the length of time you are offering them. So you could offer very good benefits, but for a small amount of time and still have it very cheaply. Or you can offer medium benefits, but for a longer period of time and price it high for your customers, right? I want to talk about setting up the subscriptions for 1 month and what the anchors are right now in the mobile world. Usually what people do is they set an opt-in, which is usually free, and it lasts for 3 to 7 days. After this opt-in, you move to one of the offers. As I said, there are usually 3: standard, basic, and premium. And each of them have a role, and I've put the roles in the presentation. So you have a starting offer, which is the standard one. It's usually priced from $1 to $5 per month. And it gives you the most conversion. So you'll have most of your users here. So you need to think about that you want most of your users to enjoy this one. Then you'll have the basic offer, which has the role to decoy and anchor your subscription pricing. So you want the decoy to lead the users to the premium offer through benefits, through everything, and also grind this pricing for them. So it's usually about $5 per month. So the moneymaker can be higher than this. The premium offer is your moneymaker. It will have less audience than your starting offer or decoy offer, but will provide you the bulk of revenue made by your subscriptions. And it's usually priced for 1 month through $7 to $20. You have to have a very expensive game, a very high benefit if you want to go for $20. And after you decide all this, you also need to decide on the types: non-renewable or auto-renewable. They basically do that same thing that we spoke up till now. You buy the subscriptions, you get the benefits for a length of time. If it's non-renewable, the user should return after the length of time is ended and buy manually again. While auto-renewable, it's all dealt for the user without him having to do anything. So it's simpler and more straightforward. I want to talk about the auto-renewable subscriptions differentiation here because as the model grew in popularity across mobile apps, stores like Apple, Google, and Microsoft have built in a framework ready to use for developers, right? And I want to tell you what this framework can do for you. First, it can give you the opt-in, once per customer lifetime. And with this, you can experiment on giving a free trial for your subscription system or just giving a smaller price for users to opt into the system, right? And and after that, it takes care of the purchase and renewal. If you had the opt-in that is free, then your next offer will be purchased by the user automatically and you'll get that money automatically. The user doesn't have to do any other action. Same for renewal. It renews automatically for him if he doesn't cancel the subscription. It also offers upgrade and downgrade possibilities. You're offering maybe several subscription plans for the users. Then the user can check and see if something higher or lower is more beneficial for him. And he can do that change through some clicks, and the interaction between you, him, the store is minimal, and the customer experience is a lot better. So no more canceling of invoices, no more 100 clicks, not going to 3 different people to do one simple thing. I want subscription A instead of subscription B. Lastly, I think that it's important to say that the stores have also offered a grace period. So basically, they try to bill the customer. If the customer doesn't have a payment method or doesn't have money on the payment method that he's supposed to use, then the stores will wait till canceling the subscription. Okay. A lot of information up till now. And I really want to show how this is put into games on free-to-play. And I choose 2 from Gameloft. One would be Dragon Mania Legends to explore the non-renewable subscriptions. And the second would be Modern Combat 5 to see how auto-renewable subscriptions would work. One is simple, one casual, one is very complex and niched to an audience. So it's really going to show differences between the two systems very well. Let's start with non-renewable subscriptions. We did this back in 2014, I think. And I just want to give you some context for Dragon Mania Legends. It's a dragon breeding game with a tycoon element. So you have islands on which you have dragons, and you need to raise, feed, pet, play with your dragons. As you can imagine, having a dragon is pretty costly. So you have a trusty Clam to give you treasures from time to time if you want it. The Clam is, of course, a subscription system that we did, and it's the best offer for premium currency in the game. So it offers a single benefit for the user, which is premium currency. Yeah. And I want to go with you to see how we made the Clam come true. Firstly, that we thought about it through an advertising spectrum. We were introducing something new, so we wanted the users to be aware of it. So in DML, we choose to have static interstitials that either redirect to the offer, or you could directly purchase it off the static interstitials. Then we wanted it to be visible as we have islands. And of course, between the islands, there is a sea, and the Clam is something that you find in the sea. it appeared for the users between two islands in the sea where the game started. So when you start, you would usually see this new building in the sea. It was something new, interactive for you. And this also provided advertising for the feature, but visibility as well. You knew always where to find this feature, or just scrolling around your game, you would find the entries to the feature, right? And then I want to talk with you about the offer. It's basically one screen that you see, but I will show it to you in parts. First, it's the value proposition. We made sure that the value proposition is very clear to the users. We're giving you 800 gems and then 800 V points. This is huge in the game at that price, right? How are we giving you these gems? We're giving you an initial value of 200 gems, and then we're giving you 20 gems each day for 30 days. Lastly, what does the user need to do to get these benefits? You have a price to pay. At the end, this is the screen. It provides all the information that the user needs in one glance to make a decision and to purchase. You want even more for your subscriptions, then you can also put a discount on them. If maybe they are lost, if maybe the users need an extra nudge to opt in for the features, you can also add a discount there just to get them interested. Usually, it's big, but it can also be smaller. We put it 80% off here. Now I want to talk about the auto-renewable subscriptions. This is a more complex offer, and we did it in Modern Combat 5. It was something that we added right now in 2019. Yeah. Giving you context again, Modern Combat 5 is the opposite of casual. It's a niche game. It's a realistic military FPS, and it is very complex and has several systems, right? To help the soldiers get ahead in this universe, we made up a subscriptions that give them energy, perks, boosters for all the type of rewards they're getting, items and currencies. It's all a soldier needs to get ahead, right? Just like in Dragon Mania Legends, we focused on advertising as it was coming in game development. So we made the in-game pop-up to present it and to maybe remind users of it. So we are activating it in-game for users that have not purchased, just to know that, hey, these are here if you need them, if you want them, and so on. We made it very visible. Modern Combat 5 doesn't have an interactive layout till the action phase. So in the main menu, when you open the game, there is an icon that you can click and you can go to the subscription. So they're very visible for you. And then let's talk again about the offer. Through the visibility and advertising, you got your users to visit this page, right? So firstly, we do the value proposition. We have several offers for the users, each being better than the other, right? And we show this through text and images. Images, you can see that the amount of things that you got increase from left to right. And also through text, we have a list of benefits that changes and increases from left to right. Like in DML, each have a price, a value denominator for the user. Because it's an auto-renewable subscription and the user is billed automatically, we also mention, when mentioning the price, the time period. So everything is per month. You pay $1 per month, $2 per month, $3 per month, and so on. Also, what you need to know about an auto-renewable system in a free-to-play game and in Modern Combat 5 is that you need to have a mandatory disclaimer to have to be very transparent to the user that he will be billed automatically. So once he opts in, everything will go automatically in unless he changes his settings. So I want to build the offer back for you here, and it has value proposition twice. Once by being a multiple offer, secondly by showing an increase per offer. It has a recurrent purchase value by the benefit it offers. It shows the price. It shows all the mandatory disclaimers that you need to get. These were the two systems and the subscriptions and the end of the presentation. So I want to maybe wrap up all the information I have given up till now in some key takeaways. I think that subscriptions are a good way to add value to your app and to the customers, as they should be a win-win for both sides. Your offer should be valuable for them, and the benefits and customer experience related to it be very, very good. You do this by adding exclusivity to the benefits, having clear value proposition, and distinguishing between initial and recurrent benefits. You can show simple or complex offers to the user. It really depends on your game or your audience. And maybe the last thing that you need to worry about, or the first thing you need to worry about, is be careful about your pricing. Do not go overboard with it, because there are clear anchors on the market and in your game, and the users will not pay more. Thank you for coming to the presentation and seeing it. I'm looking forward to your questions now.
Right, we're live with Felix. Good to see you. I think that was very interesting. Subscription is definitely becoming a more and more common practice. So I've got a couple of questions for you. So I don't know if you can share this, but were there games where you implemented a subscription over the existing in-app purchases model, and you ended up getting more revenue from subscription than from regular in-app purchases? If that's something that you can share. Oh, Felix, can you check if you're muted?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hey, it's good to be here. I think I mentioned in the presentation that subscriptions cannot sustain a game, right? So they're not powerful enough to sustain a game. That means that in-app purchases, even if you implement them, are still higher than the subscriptions. We haven't seen a switch in gaming. And I haven't come across an example in any industry that once it started on a model, integrating subscriptions, it went full subscription. So I think that's a clear case that that subscriptions do not, once you start, do not make more than what you started. I think that if you think about them in creation, so when you're thinking about your console game, your mobile game, or your PC game, and you say, okay, subscriptions is going to be everything, then yes, then they'll probably create more than in-apps.
Okay. And are there, genres of games that work better with subscriptions, or the other way around, that are traditionally do not work well with subscriptions? Is there any recommendation for people regarding this?
I think that usually trivia games or puzzle games or games that have lives or really start their economy based on energy should think about subscription models. because when you think back on them, this is what they're giving. They need to give something recurrently at a period of time, and I think those we see a bit of an increase on the market for them. But in generally, what I saw is that it's kind of the same increase or decrease. An only game, but I don't think it comes only from subscriptions. If you want to look at Sniper 3D, it doubled their revenue reported on through apps when they launched subscriptions in game. But that game as well exists on an energy system, on a cadence. So games that focus on a very strict cadence in game to limit sessions and to create experience can look into this model, and maybe it's the best for them.
Thank you. Very, very useful insight. And a final question, which I will actually have to answer myself. So someone is asking if they can have the PDF or PowerPoint after the presentation. I don't know if you are planning to do that, Felix. We don't normally do that, but what I can say is that this presentation will normally be available on our YouTube channel at some point after the event. So you'll be able to rewatch this for the insight. Felix, thanks a lot for your support, and feel free to stick around on Discord and chat with the other folks. And I'll see you around.
Thank you. Bye.